I mean, it's fitting that our question is about space for today, because you have so much space in your life for this new boyfriend, and I have so much space for loneliness. Do you know what I did, Liv? Not to make this about me, but my brother and his girlfriend bought me a furbo, which is a way so that you can watch your pet when you're not in the house. And so
that's so cute.
Yeah, and you can feed them and send them, throw them treats and stuff like that. So I spent my Friday night on my computer working, talking to myself while I was practicing a script, and watching my cat sleep on my bed on the furbo, just sleeping. They're not doing anything interesting, they're just sleeping. So that's how my single life is going. But I'm really happy that you're in a relationship. I mean, I'm so I'm so happy that, this is what being a friend is like, is that you feel...
Whatever happens if you come back to London now, we won't be two single girls running around London.
So, hey, do you have a lot of that salt that you just rubbed in my wounds?
Speaking of cats.
Oh, it's his legs. I thought it was his hands going like this. Cute. Black cats are the best. So black cats are so underrated. No, but I am happy for you. That's really great. I hope he knows that I am a part of this relationship. So not only is he dating you, but he's dating me as well. I'll be making phone calls to him sometime next week. So let him know. I have an interview for him. And if he doesn't tell me that he loves me too, well,
it's over.
We need to have a little chat, okay? I want to see how he feels about space, because our question today, listen, okay, I've been watching the Avengers, right? My huge thing about the Avengers, because I haven't watched them before, there's so much possibility in them, right? Okay, so they talk about a lot of things that just seem like, okay, yeah, it's it's a movie. No, because I could see everything that they do in those movies. I could see it happening, hands down.
Yeah.
See, look, I'm very overwhelmed by it. Okay, so like, first of all, let's talk about Thor. Okay, I could completely see that there is in space a Thor. Okay, that's a thing, that there is, Odin's son and all of...
But what? Thor just has a hammer. He's not anything without his hammer. So like...
That's not true. He's king.
You mean there's a hammer out there that makes someone powerful?
No, he's a king. And he has special powers, and he develops a heart.
Well, we have a king here in England if we wanted to. He just needs a hammer. I'm sure he has a hammer in the toolbox somewhere.
He can barely walk up a flight of stairs. Don't you dare compare him. No, this man, sorry, we're not going to compare the two. And he's gentle and not the king. I mean, I'm talking about Thor. But I can see that happening. Second of all, Tony Stark. Okay, I identify with Tony Stark more than anyone. Why? Because he is a conceited asshole who uses his ingenious to make the life of everyone else better, but completely...
So you're just a genius conceited asshole too?
I wouldn't, maybe not a genius, but I'm on the way to, and he's not humble about it at all. That I would like to think I'm different on. But I just love the fact that throughout all of these films, his character arc, I haven't even gotten to the end of them yet, but his character arc is brilliant, because he still stays a conceited asshole, but he stays conceited while learning to love other people as well. It's not that he stops becoming conceited. He still is a self-centered person, but then he learns to also love other people,
Oh, very cute.
Anyway, space. So my thing about space, right? We talked about the ocean in another video, and we talked about the unknown, and that's the terrifying thing. We also have spoken about aliens, which happen to be in space. Ideally, we differ on that one. I think they are also on Earth. You don't. Okay. The day that they come, the day that they reveal themselves, and we find out that they are here, I'm expecting a very thorough apology from you.
If we're all still around by that point.
I love the prospect of what goes on out there. Okay, I'm here for it. I want to know more. Put me on the FBI. I want to know more. I'm not going to help it all. I just want to sit there and going, okay, and then what? And now what are we going to do? And what did they say to you?
I don't think we know half as much as people probably think, or conspiracists think that we do. I think there's so much unknown. So I don't think you'd actually find out much.
Listen, I'm friends with people who have once stated they know the FBI. They also were frequent members of the psychiatric ward, but that's neither here nor there. I don't know. I just feel like the amount of uptight white men in the world that are part of the FBI, they have to be that uptight for some reason. And I feel like if you have that much knowledge on things you can't talk about.
I doubt they have that much knowledge at all, though.
I love that you were stroking a cat like an evil villain just then when you were talking about the FBI.
They know nothing.
I guarantee you know what, the Brits, you guys are like always in like the Central Intelligence and stuff like that. So who's to say that you aren't secretly a part of some intelligence agency? And you're like, my undercover is going to be as a model. No one will ever believe a model is also a part of the FBI ever. Not once. Miscongeniality, maybe.
We're too dumb for that. No one will ever guess. This whole personality, this joke cracking gal over here. It's all a facade.
You just don't. I would just love to be like, imagine every day is exciting. Right now, every day is not exciting. I have to create my own excitement. If you walk into work at the FBI and they say, "Oh my God, you'll never guess what happened on Mars today," and I'm like, I really won't. Tell me what happened. And they're like, "Oh, this thing with a tail just broke up 18 million craters." I don't know, but I just feel like of all the excitement in the world, the place that I would want to be is a part of the FBI or a part of something. I'm really good at keeping a secret when I need to. If I don't need to, I'll tell everyone. But if somebody says to me, "Do not tell anyone," this secret, staying between these lips. It's not going anywhere, you know?
Yeah, sure. But you tell me though, right?
Well, obviously. I mean, come on. But, you know. You're like, we're one. We're one in this game, so it's fine.
So when you learn all the FBI secrets...
Yeah. Like, maybe they also have the secret to, like, what skincare routines are actually the good skincare routines. You know? Like, it's not everything is, like, a big deal. Nothing is, you know, maybe in space they have, like, this crazy material that makes your skin glow, and then that's why Kim Kardashian is like perfect, because she and Kanye,
she has bad skin. She says that she has bad skin,
yeah, but like her version of bad skin is like me on the best day of my life kind of day. And I'm like, she has to though, because she has connections. I feel like Kanye, everyone's like, "Oh, he's so crazy, maybe he's onto something," and like we're all just conditioned to believe he's crazy. I'm not backing up Kanye. I'm just thinking of the what if.
I don't know if the FBI have enough funding to find out what the best skincare routine is.
I want to hear the myths. I want to hear the tea. If they are
trying to find if there's life elsewhere, I doubt they have spare funding for that.
I'm going to be in the meeting and they're going to go, "Okay, well, you know, something really serious," and they're going to be talking about, you know, the really crazy parts of the FBI, and I'll be like, "Okay, and how are we doing on the research of the skincare line? Are we doing, does egg and mayo, does it actually make your hair good? Is this, where are we here?" And then they'll be like, "You know, we do have other scientists."
Have you tried that? No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Lies.
Yeah.
You've put egg and mayo in your hair?
Babe, I have done everything. I don't discount anything. I'll try it all if it means, you know, figuring something out. I'm very easily malleable. But yeah, so if I were to go I just think that space is something that needs to be explored, because there are so many, I feel like there's so many wonderful opportunities to learn out there. You know, there are things that like, we're nothing. Like we compared to what could be in space. And I know I sound like a conspiracy theory, one of those people who's like, "Oh, space," and then I'm going to be walking around with like aluminium foil on my head and something like that. I'm not that crazy. I just believe in the possibility of what could be. You know?
Fair enough.
But equally, like in the ocean, I believe in the possibility of like what could be down there in a bad way.
Do you think the FBI know that as well?
Yes.
I think with the ocean it's unknown because it's such a limited amount of it in comparison to like the whole universe, whereas the whole universe is like something on another level. Would you go? Yes, I would go, obviously.
But like the ocean, people are more open to going down into the ocean and discovering, because I feel like they think it's more human. But then if you bring up like going into space and like figuring out, like, you know, people believe that there's nothing else in space, that we're the only living creatures in the world. And I'm like, yeah, but if you believe that there are, you know, these crazy fish down in the ocean, you think, oh yeah, that's true, I could see that, then why would there not be other people?
Well, it's the idea that the life can form in the first place. We have a viable life rock that we are living on right now, which has acceptable and right climate and everything for like hosting life, so anything could grow, but it's the idea whether there is anything out there which can host life.
Okay, but here's the thing. What if way back when, like, the Big Bang, before the Big Bang, all that, right? What if we did have contact with all these other worlds, right? All these different universes, and then
when we were close enough,
yeah,
maybe there was like this whole other civilization when we were all like the moon was another planet, and we could like wave across to our like planet neighbors,
and then we got in a big fight, and like something happened, like Sandra from accounting really screwed up.
And then like over the years we like spread out, and then we started
like,
again.
What if the reason why we don't talk to all of these other life forms on other planets is because there was some dramas that happened a very long time ago, and being the petty people that we are, we're like, oh, we don't talk to them anymore, and like that's what it is. That's why.
Yeah, and then they wiped it out.
Yes,
they wiped out all communication, any history, anything written down, any kind of form of contact. We weren't like, they eliminated it.
They did the worst thing they possibly could have done. They threw a meteor and killed the dinosaurs, our pets, who we loved.
Or maybe what happened is that we were a race on another planet among other races, and we got like exported out of the universe
because
and put onto another planet to form, because we did something bad.
What if we're...
It's like Adam and Eve. It's like Adam and Eve, but that's where it came from.
Exactly. What if we're the bad ones? And this whole time... Did you watch, again, back to the Avengers, did you watch the one with Brie Larson, Captain Marvel?
Oh, yeah.
And how you find out, spoiler, you find out that, like, the people that she was with, they're actually the bad guys? What if we are the bad guys and we got pushed out of all of the other planets because we were being toxic in that environment, and here we are being like, oh my god, I don't want to know about aliens, they're so bad. No, not
we were the ones.
It's us.
They were like...
We're the ones who are causing havoc. And everyone else is terrified of us.
We got sent away. And maybe that's where the book, like the Adam and Eve Bible story, comes from. It's like a depiction or an idea, or comes some kind of seed from our previous world.
Yes, and like they created this book, the Bible, because they needed to, like, they knew that we were going to ask questions eventually. So they said, oh, let's just make this up, and that's why nothing makes sense, because they just like pulled all these things together so that we didn't question what happened beforehand. But really, the reason why these aliens we haven't gotten...
The Garden of Eden is just a metaphor for another planet.
Exactly. And like and now we're like questioning this, and they're like, yeah, but like the aliens won't show themselves to us, because they're terrified, because now they have all of these ancient stories about how we ruined their lives and how we ruined their planet, and then, you know, and they're looking at our planet going, wow, what a shithole. Yeah,
exiled to Earth.
Everywhere. Exactly. And that way, if there are aliens coming here, it's because they've also been exiled, or they're here for research, and that's why we can't see them. That's why they won't show themselves to us. And the FBI knows this. And they're saying, okay, we can't let everyone know that we're actually the bad guys, because then there's like no sense of humanity, and then they're going to turn against each other.
It'd be a massive purge the whole time.
Exactly.
Or if we did learn, like Australia, like a lot of people were sent to Australia because they were ex-convicts and things like that, but like the people of Australia like are good people just because they used to be bad, their ancestors did bad things.
Yeah. And I just, you know, I really think we're on to something here, and if for whatever reason my technology just shuts down any minute now, just know that we have proof that we discovered this, and there are different life forms, and maybe we're trying to right our wrongs. Maybe the key is that when we pass from this life, it's because, you know, we had a whole lifetime to understand what our mistakes are and how we can be better people. If we succeed in the next life, we get put back onto one of the other universes, and, you know, we have earned the right. But this is like a holding area.
Back. Maybe our souls are like have done bad things on the other planet, and we get sent here to see whether we will become a good person or a bad person, and then when we die, we either get to go back or we go to an even worse planet.
Okay, Liv, hear me out. Either we need to create films and write scripts, or they need to hold a room for us at the psych ward. One of the two. And either way, I feel like we're going somewhere. I really do. I see progress.
I feel like we're on a roll. We're going somewhere with it.
And I'm not, I mean, it can't be, and that's why space is still like, nobody talks about it. More talks about it. But,
and like all the challenges that come from this earth and this planet and this life, and all the things that you could either become a good person and help the planet and try and help humanity, or you're a bad person and you go to prison. Like, you have a choice.
Yeah, and it's like, and then the FBI knows that we're trying to like make better of our ways, you know. And I genuinely do think that we're onto something with the whole dinosaur thing. Is that was their like that was their attack on us. That was saying like, you guys fucked up. We're gonna kill the dinosaurs that you guys had. And that's what they did. And then we had cavemen.
Or they were killing the dinosaurs to have a viable planet so that we can then be placed on here. Because they were like, oh, this is the planet, but there's these big creatures that are going to eat our humans.
Right.
We need to kill them all and then place them on there.
Because they're not savages, because they're the nice ones, we're the bad ones.
Yeah.
Full circle. Yeah. Here we go. So that's why I'm
also,
thinking,
they would eat us, and we probably wouldn't last. So.
I just feel like the Avengers ended with Endgame, and it was a great film, right? Great flick. Happy it's there. I love all of them because every single one of the heroes were actually, they have like their own bad side. You know, like they all have something. Like, none of them are heroes. They all have something. You know, Natasha Romanoff, she has like a really bad hit list. Like, she was a bad person before. Tony Stark, he did bad things before. Thor, he was arrogant and he wanted to fight. Everybody had something. They all came from bad and was created to be good, right? What if Earth is the same way? We were all born bad, and now it's our duty to become good people so that we have earned the right to go to these other planets.
And then we become superheroes.
Exactly, because on the other planets, they already are superheroes, but we've been robbed of all of our powers so that we can get in touch with who we are as people. And then, you know, if you do good on the inside, then you get your powers in the other life.
That's a Marvel movie waiting to happen.
I'm just saying, like, Robert Downey Jr., here we go. Let's make a movie. I mean, I want to be a part of the Marvel universe, and I created the script. We just need your comedy. Get me Chris Pratt. I need his wits too. I mean, I just, you know, I don't like.
If Chris Pratt's in it, then I'm in it too.
I'll just play a tree. I'm happy just playing a tree. I'll make it just a cameo.
I'll be the third lobster.
The third one. 1, 2, 3. That's me right there.
Reference to Love Actually, if you got that.
I didn't get that. But anyway, I just feel like we should be more open to the prospect of space and apparently our entire existence as a whole, as we are with the ocean.
Yeah.
So my question to everyone out there is, would you? What's more plausible? What's better, going down to the ocean or going into space? Which one is more terrifying? I believe the ocean is more terrifying.
I think space is more terrifying.
Well, there you go. Let's hear it out and tell us if you think our theory is absurd. It's not.